Hi, welcome back to Live Amazing with Stefan. Today I want to talk to you about something that I feel is really important, and that's the difference between physical activities and optimal resistance training. Okay, there's only going to be one most efficient way to stimulate the body to bring you up to optimal health. Now let's define optimally healthy or optimal training. It's not the Olympic Games, it's not a Navy SEAL military training course. It's working with the body and having the body running at its optimal level. You can take that to a higher level with activities, becoming a championship, whatever you want. But if you don't start with the baseline of optimal health, you will not succeed and you will not be healthy. You'll be something else. Now, one of the things about this particular video is the confusion that exists between physical activities or exercise and actually working your body in the most optimal way. Optimal being the most efficient, effective for the time energy invested to bring you back to optimal healthy. It doesn't mean that you're going to automatically, through this process, become a championship tennis player or a championship swimmer. Those are activities that you're going to have to put energy into. This is specifically to bring you up to the level of health where you can be as healthy as you can be and then attain whatever goals you want after that. The whole point of my message, my books, and what I'm here to do for you is to eliminate the confusion and the ignorance that is around health and fitness, specifically physical exercise. Now, with physical exercise, you have the ego that gets involved. You find something you like, and because you like it, you decide on your own, it's going to be enough. And I'm awesome because I do this one thing really well. I walk 45 minutes a day. I run 5 miles a day. I do yoga. I do Pilates. I'm not dogging on any of that stuff. I'm saying those are physical activities that you may or may not enjoy doing, but you do them. And you do them thinking that because I do them, I'm better than I was and I'm fit. No, you're just doing that activity. It has nothing to do with being completely fit. And the reason is you're not stimulating the body the way you're intended to. Walking, running, jogging, Pilates, yoga, they're just what they are. Yoga has been built into this big Eastern philosophy cult that if you're a yoga master and if you fast twice a week, you're enlightened. Oh my God, it's stretching, folks. Let's keep it in perspective. So optimal training is going to be working the individual muscle groups in a way that stimulates those muscles to come back, strengthen, at the same time tell the body it needs to increase the bone density and strength and burn body fat to do it. That process is what raises the metabolism to, in fact, burn body fat far more effectively than cardio. Now, I've mentioned this in other videos, but cardiovascular fitness, wait for it, is cardiovascular fitness, heart, lungs, circulatory system. It's not fat burning. You do it to burn fat because you believe because you're tired, it's burning a ton of fat. You don't understand what burns fat. You're burning energy. It makes you tired. As soon as you stop on the treadmill or running or whatever you're doing out there, you are not burning any fat. You're not doing anything. You didn't put any stimulation deep into the muscle that requires the body to adapt. It just adapted to this cardiovascular plodding through the neighborhood that you just did, or treadmill or yoga. Yoga, Pilates, there's no cardio there at all. There's also no muscle stimulation other than stretching it. So the stimulation doesn't go deep enough to raise the metabolism to increase bone density and burn fat. So this is the science and around the most effective and efficient way to work the body. That's to go in with resistance. It goes in and it stimulates the muscle individually, giving it the message that it needs to become stronger. It tells the bones we need to increase its density and its strength, at the same time raising the metabolism to facilitate these processes, burning fat for energy to do it. All you need is to have the hormones in place and proper nutrition, and the body is optimally healthy and working. It doesn't take discipline, it doesn't take sacrifice, it doesn't take pain to be optimally healthy. Let's think about the logic of that for a minute, folks. Why would it be painful to be optimally healthy? Would that not be pain-free, sickness-free, limitless in your mobility and movement? So where's the difficulty coming in? The difficulty is coming into your ego self and the fact that you want to be good at this activity and you want that activity to be enough. So you want to go to yoga twice a week, 3 times a week, and say, that's it, I do yoga, I'm good. Let's grab a glass of wine. This is real simple. Go look and take all your clothes off and look in the mirror. What do you see? Are you 10 to 15% body fat? You see muscle tone? Are you happy with what you see? Can you even look at yourself and be happy about what you see? If no is the answer to those questions, then your thing isn't working. Now, there's nothing wrong with yoga, Pilates, walking, those are all fine things. But if you're trying to get the body to optimal health, that is not doing it. And it's wasting your time that you've allotted for fitness to do it. So once again, I'm telling you to use creative bodybuilding, which encompasses diet, hormones, exercise, and the right mental perspective. I've provided this in my book, Creative Bodybuilding, Lifestyle of the Amazing and Live Amazing. Both those books are available on my website, liveamazingnow.com. They're very inexpensive and they're to the point. The point being, if you read them and apply them, it will empower you to take control of your life. Put these things in action for a month without changing them, and you'll come away saying, oh my God, it's so easy. How difficult is it to dial the correct phone number? How frustrating is it to dial the wrong number repeatedly and get nothing for it? Once again, the reason I'm standing here and offering you this information is so that you can dial the correct number, get the results you're looking for, and stop messing around. If then you want to do activities, you'll be far healthier to do a better job at your activity. Yoga, tennis, Pilates, running, whatever it is, but you'll be healthy enough to do it better, not doing it at the expense of your body. Another thing I want to mention before we leave is that someone who doesn't have this knowledge, that's not aware of how important balancing your exercise and nutrition, especially when they're over the age of 40, how detrimental that can be. Let me give you some examples. Where I live, I see people that walk pretty religiously. And to their credit, okay, they're giving it a diligent try. But what's happening is that they're in their mid-60s and they're walking. I've seen this even in people in their 50s. They're walking. And this is a way to break into fitness. They think they're doing something healthy for themselves. They've been very sedentary up to this point. They are 50 to 80 pounds overweight. So they get out and walk 30, 45 minutes, 3 or 4 times a week. Well, on paper, that's great. But they're in a craving-based, imbalanced diet to begin with. That's how they ended up 80 pounds overweight. So now they've taken it upon themselves to walk. The only thing they're doing is burning a little energy. They're not burning any fat. So what happens is they've raised their appetite. So they come in and they feed that appetite with the imbalanced, craving-based diet they've been used to, which multiplies the problem. I've seen several of these people gain 20 pounds in the last year walking for health. Now, I'm not criticizing them, I feel for them because their ignorance is making them go backwards. They're actually getting bigger walking. Walking is better than doing nothing, but it is not improving their health. It's increasing their appetite. They're feeding that appetite with an imbalanced fueling system that creates cravings that then they have to satisfy even more and multiplying it by going out and exerting themselves. Now, it sounds like what I'm saying is that person should just sit on the couch and eat in balance. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they need to, if they're going to walk, that's fine. But if they put their food in the proper perspective first. For example, if you get my book, Live Amazing, and you follow the simple basic rules, understand the way the body is fueled, start feeding yourself that way. And then you go walk 45 minutes a day, 3 or 4 days a week. You will see results. You'll see it in the way you feel, you sleep, and you will start to burn some fat. Now, what will also happen is that you'll be motivated through the increase of energy to want to do more than just walking. It'll intuitively come to you that this walking isn't enough. You can walk from here to Brazil, and it won't do nothing for the muscle tone of your arms, your chest, your back. And it will burn out your knees and your ankles and your back on the way. Physical activities are not optimal training. Optimal resistance training is the most effective way to stimulate the body for your health and put the body together that you're actually happy with and then can take into your life and do anything you want to do with it. Physical activities, if you love to do them, great, do them. But don't lie to yourself and tell you because you're doing those activities that you're all taken care of when it comes to health and fitness, because you are not. Once again, the answers are in my books, Live Amazing and Creative Bodybuilding, Lifestyle of the Amazing, both on my website, liveamazingnow.com. Let's take control of our lives and start living amazing. Thank you.